How can you spend less time on your nonprofit social media and make more of an impact? I get this question all the time. And this video will walk you through the #1 tip I give all nonprofits, and I've continued to give nonprofits since 2017. So for the last 7 years, this is the one tried and true thing you can do to make more of an impact in less time for your nonprofit social media. Hi, I'm Kelly, the Nonprofit Marketing Nerd, and I help organizations just like yours tell your story online. And I'm so excited to be able to give you a sneak peek behind the scenes of my program, Social Propel, that helps you turn your social media followers into raving fans in less than 30 days and in less than 2 hours a week. So I'm actually going to share with you a little bit behind the scenes of one of our 8 Social Propel Power Sessions that walk you through the key mindset blocks nonprofits have that stop them from doing the #1 thing you can do to spend less time on social media and make more of an impact truly connecting with your target audience. And that key tip and strategy, and the #1 thing I tell nonprofits to do, is to do social media lives. No matter who you are, where you are, what your organization mission and vision are, who your target audience is, social media lives are the key to truly turning your audience into raving fans. This is my paid social media training program that I'm giving to you. So come on, let's dive right in. I am going to give you all the tools you need to feel confident in your use of live video, and also to coach others through how to go on live video, not only easier, but more authentically. Okay, so for most organizations, the thing I think most like, how do I tell my story? How do we get people to know, care about us? And one of the key complaints I always hear nonprofit, especially executives, say is, man, if this organization only knew about that we did blah, 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 then I know they'd blah, 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 blah. Live video is the best and easiest way to get them to know, whoever the them is, them to know what you want to tell them. Super easy, right? You don't have to create a Canva graphic, you don't have to take pictures, you have to think a lot about strategy. Like right now, yes, I created a PowerPoint presentation. You should not be doing that for your live video. You should just be talking. But this is the easiest way to be raw and real, people-focused. And you've heard me, we're in week 4. You might even be sick of me saying, use your coffee chat conversation. Pretend you're having a coffee with your target audience. That's what your copy should sound like. Well, what easier way, right? What easier way to have coffee chat conversation than when you're just talking? So if you can really get whoever the presenter, coach, or you, if that is you, to feel comfortable having this tone, probably the tone I'm talking to you in, right? This tone. I would say my tone right now is a little bit more coffee chat / teachery. It's still accessible, but I'm still kind of talking at you instead of with you. Sorry, hope you're not offended. But to have more coffee chat conversation, the followers feel like they're a part of it. Using live video establishes transparency and trust when you're actually hearing from who you're giving the money to, supporting, donating, buying from, whatever the call to action is for your nonprofit. When you're actually hearing from them, and there's no like mystery of the man behind the mirror, like the wizard, when you're actually seeing the person and hearing their voice, this truly establishes transparency and trust. Also, added bonus of using live video is the algorithm loves live video. Loves live video. So again, when I say live video, and I probably should have gone back to that, I mean clicking live on Facebook, or clicking go live on Instagram, or clicking go live on LinkedIn and talking about something. And I'm going to be that vague, because the doing it and doing it consistently is honestly a little bit more important than what the content is. Because when you're talking about raw, real, people focused, closest thing to a coffee chat, establishing transparency and trust, and the algorithm loves it. Notice none of these things you need to be super duper strategic. And this is exactly what you need to be talking about. And I will tell you exactly what you should be talking about, or some great ideas to kind of make it seem less overwhelming. But the biggest thing is that you just show up and you have a conversation that your target audience would want to hear about. The algorithm loves live video. It's going to promote it, especially to everyone that already follows your pages. They love showing up. They love making sure that your audience already knows that you're doing the live. It's also the easiest way to get the content out. No more creating all those Canva graphics, no more strategizing and making sure you have the perfect piece of copy and the perfect images and the images are cropped correctly. You're no one care, got them excited, and definitely established trust. And you can read some of the messages that are comments that people already made on this live that just went out. And this is what live video can do for you if you do it and do it right. Now, this is why you probably aren't, and I'm guessing a lot of you are not doing live video. Things I hear a lot. There's not enough time. We don't have enough time to do live video, which is the worst excuse. Fear of the unknown. Live video can be scary. You don't know how to do it. It's nothing you've done before. We don't want our organization story to be about us. Now, I hear this a lot, and this is not, it won't work. If you don't want it to be about you, who's holding the mic, who's sharing the story, and somebody needs to show up. I'm sorry, I'll wait to share. We don't have anything to say, aren't ready to say it. We're not good at it. Live's something we're not good at. The inevitable, this is so true. This might be you. Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea to do someday in the future. Yeah, probably next time. And then again, if the executive director doesn't have great technology skills, or if you're the executive director and you're like, I don't know what button to press, and what if something goes wrong? I hear it. These are the reasons you're probably not using the number one tool to share your organization story. So again, I want to reinforce, and especially if this is something you're saying or you hear your organization's leaders saying, if they only knew, they being your target audience, being your potential donors, if they only knew blah, 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 blah about the impact you make, then maybe they'd, so for example, if they only knew we were serving over 300 women a month to provide housing, then maybe they'd donate the $40 to make sure we could continue to provide housing. If you really, really want people to know this, doing live video is the number one easiest and I would argue most compelling way to remind people of at least that first sentence. If only they knew this. You can tell it over and over and over again in many different ways, and it will work. So I want to go through some of those problems and excuses, because again, my goal of this video is to get you feeling comfortable enough to want to do and schedule a live video. And then next power session, we will go through exactly what you need to do. So if you hear there's not enough time, again, you hopefully can guess this will be my response already. Then reality check live video is the easiest way. So if you're already trying to figure out how to cut time, and this is kind of what Social Propel is about, like how can you do your social media in less than 2 hours a week? Live video is clicking a button and talking. And maybe planning on one post-it note of content so you know what you're going to talk about. Any more than that, and you're scripting, and that's going to come off less authentic. So if you don't have enough time, awesome. Live video is the best tool if you don't have enough time. Fear of the unknown. If you haven't done live video before and people are scared about it, or you're scared about it and don't feel comfortable enough, remember that social media, and especially Social Propel, but social media is all about play and experimentation and developing muscle. It's not about already being an expert at everything, because then you're going to kind of become stagnant. So this is just another opportunity for you to do something new. Grow, and it's a great way that, again, for the last 5 years, I've been telling people to do it. So if you waited this 5 years and still haven't done it, now's the time. So what I would say, not understanding your voice, but some leaders will incorrectly say, I don't want our organization to be about me, so I'm not going to hold the mic. And actually, I'm going to also model that maybe no one should be holding a mic, and then no one tells your story. Welcome to 2024, where brands are about people, and someone in your organization, maybe it's not your executive director, the best way to establish trust, especially if your target donor is someone like me, or someone in their 40s or 50s, the best way to establish trust is through a human, and you're the best brand and best messenger for your organization's story. So not a good excuse. Fear target audience doesn't care. Again, it's your job, and I say this all the time, especially in the fundraising space, it's your job to make people know and care about you. It's not their job to care. It's your job to tell your story in such a way that people are like, oh my word, they are right. Why haven't I? Blah, blah, blah. So don't not show up because your target audience doesn't care, or you think they might not. Take that as a challenge, right? Oh, they don't know about this, so maybe they're awesome. This is my challenge to tell them. I would also work on maybe some internal, if this really is a fear you have so you don't show up, you're probably not doing your organization, especially if you're the one in charge of marketing, service. And you might want to do some deeper work about your personal why and your personal motivation, so you can get some confidence showing up. Insecurity showing up on video. So I feel a little bad because there's some social, right before this live, I had recorded a story that I was going to do this live, and we are going to go up over 5 minutes, such as 5 minutes more juice. And someone that I put on a pedestal as being a social media marketing for nonprofit expert, she messaged me and said, "Oh, you're so much more authentic. Like I get so nervous and I hate going live." And this was nothing I was thinking of. So one, showing up on video. One, you don't have to show up perfectly. And typically the people that are most comfortable in their own skin, and that's nothing to do with how perfect they speak, are the best at going live. So if your executive director, this might help with like who's hosting your live. If your executive director is an introvert, that doesn't mean they can't go live. If they're super capable of having a coffee chat conversation, this is not public speaking. This is a conversation and you're just having it with a camera. So don't go, we need an extrovert, because what you don't want is someone, what I would call fakey and presentational, doing your lives, or like, now I am going to speak about blah, blah. Those are not who you want. You want someone that shows up authentically. And it's okay to be a little insecure and nervous to show up. That's where some of next week in the coaching will help. Also lowering the stakes. So for a lot of people, they think this is their one opportunity to share their message. And if you're doing live correctly, there are so many opportunities. You're going live and telling your story in a lot of different ways. So I would work, and we'll talk about this next week, but on the coaching and saying, this is just one opportunity. We just want to hear what you say. No big deal. If it's one of the things that makes people more comfortable, if it's horrible, we'll just delete it. It helps people, but lowering the stakes a little bit so they don't think they have to be perfect and they're just kind of chit-chatting. Procrastination. So if you're not doing live video because you coulda, shoulda, if you'd had time, maybe next time, blah, 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 I would take a step back and look at your strategic plan and what the goals are. And if messaging and sharing your story and connecting are one of them, then you should have time, and really figure out how to connect this activity to your strategic plan or your marketing plan or your 90-day plan. And my guess is no matter what, showing up, connecting, and raising awareness are somewhere in there. And so you shouldn't be procrastinating using the easiest tool to get that done. And technology struggles. And I just talked about that case study with the executive director that we did a live for the first time, and one of his biggest barriers. Awesome. I hope you really enjoyed that small piece of the Social Propel Power Session. Again, this is one of 8 power sessions you will get in Social Propel, along with 6 weeks of done-for-you content calendars for your social media, no matter who your target audience is and what your primary platform is. Not only will we answer some of those questions in Social Propel, but I will coach you through all of the things you need to do to rock your social media live. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click the link below in the description and you will get $50 off Social Propel. Sign up right now. And once you go live with your organization, please, please, please drop a link to the live below so I can celebrate with you as you continue to rock your nonprofit's social media. Take care.